monopoly in regards to the Great Replacement Theory. And it literally names a new extremist, Foundational Black American. In the report, it literally says in the report that Foundational Black Americans are a new extremist group that literally go against immigrants from Africa and the Caribbean, claiming that they are taking resources, which is the same thing that white supremacists do under the Great Replacement Theory mindset. So it is literally saying that FBA is a threat to democracy. FBA, you don't want to be in this position because, see, this is what white people do, in my opinion. They will study your ass for long. Even though this report was from 2022, they will study your ass for long. And then they will dismantle you. But this report literally talks about a threat to democracy. A threat to democracy, right? This is not where you want to be because this government is the government that you want to give you reparations. How do you think a government is going to give a entity reparations that's a threat to democracy? Absolutely not.
That's a valid point, sister. Sister, when you get a chance, send me that link too, please.
Yes, I will send it to you. The report is astonishing. Like, I cannot believe. And you're talking about, I'm working with the CIA. Sir, never mind. I'm not even going to entertain that because I'm literally telling you. See, you guys are willfully obtuse. I'm literally telling you that there is a report within the government, right? It is a report that was done by an individual. And this report this is a .gov. This report is on a .gov site, right? So it is reputable. It is a reputable source. You understand? So Prince, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. So I sent you the report, and the only reason why I'm bringing up the report is because the homie said that FBA couldn't have been why there was an uptick in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania for Donald Trump because FBA wasn't a thing. We're talking about November, bro. It's only January. FBA was a thing in November, right? I'm sorry, November of 2024, right? They were a thing in November 2024 because this report, again, is from 2022. So if white people know that FBA exists in 2022, you existed. Because once the white people know, they are the last to fucking know. We knew as black people, but the white people know, right? So that's 2022 is before the 2024 election, right? But the things that the white people know is what you should be concerned about. Not the Africans, not the Caribbeans, not the African immigrants. You should be concerned about what the white people think about you.
Give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up. Let me just do a sound real quick.
So FBA's on a watch list.
They about to be. They about to be. They about to be because first of all, when this, if you okay, first of all, why would FBA, a threat to democracy and foundational Black American, be in the same report? White people don't play. Threat to democracy, foundational Black American, the Great Replacement Theory, foundational Black American, extremist, foundational Black American. This report is FBA in all those words. This is not the report you want to be on, bro. As foundational Black American. I'm sorry. It's not looking good for FBA. You literally, because of your rhetoric, because of your ignorance, you literally about to dismantle your own fucking self. Once the government has been done with you, they're done with you.
Facts. And that's why, first one to make it mainstream FBA was Tucker Carlson, talking about how he likes Tariq Nasheed and the FBA group, that he likes their delineation process, So, I mean, what a better representative to put you out there with these white nationalists, It only makes sense. No.
But who do you think they're going to come for worse than the whitey nationalists have been there? The Triple K, the Oath Keepers, the Proud Boys. You understand? There's many. But whitey nationalists, there's no room for Black nationalists. They would allow whitey nationalists to exist in America before they would allow Black extremists and nationalists to exist. Right? I promise you, in my opinion, they would literally dismantle and get rid of Black nationalists, Black extremists before before the whitey ones. Because if that's the case, the Triple K should not exist. The Proud Boys should not exist. The Oath Keepers should not exist. But FBA, you are not equivalent to Triple K. If the government literally continues, if you continue, in my opinion, with your rhetoric, the government is going to look at you as a threat. Right?
Right. So even if you spit, there's the same rhetoric, the same xenophobia. It's not gonna. You're not gonna be cited. With that same group that would cheer you for that same rhetoric. For them same talking points. You see what they've already done to like the Black Panthers. Anyone that stood but for the side of all Black people in the diaspora, but just because it didn't work like that doesn't mean you doing the opposite for the white nationalists is gonna be any better.
Prince. I just want Prince to show the report. I would show it myself, but my daughter has my laptop. But the report is astonishing. It is jaw-dropping. It is like African Americans, we should be concerned.
Well, that's why you out here, sister. You're actually informing the FBAs, making them be aware of this. They don't even know this. I'm happy to come up here and actually from us, because we got love y'all keep forgetting. Y'all think,
bro, I do not have love for them ninjas. I do not. Listening.
I hear what you're saying.
I do not have love for the ninjas. But the problem with the FBA, if you're going to be on this if the government is looking at FBA sideways, right, it impacts African Americans, in my opinion, because they're not going to look at us as different. You understand? They're going to look at African Americans as FBA, right? Because of the rhetoric. But I just want the host to show the report. I beg.
I think he's a little busy.
I don't know, like, bro.
But I was just saying, I was saying,
Like, how you gonna clap and not show the report?
you get to. I was saying, I don't got love for FBAs too, but like you're saying, we got love for Black Americans, we have love for African Americans, and we have empathy for the brothers and sisters that might think that foundational Black American is something to jump on, So that's why we got to warn them,
Right.
Don't stop talking.
Prince, I'm done talking. I just want you to show the report. I've said enough. People need to just see the source.
Give me a few. I'm gonna pull it up.
What's up?
Black, you don't got nothing to say in response
What's
to
up,
the
Danny? What's
information?
going on?
Oh, you're watching something. I thought there was a conversation going on.
No, I'm on two panels.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on it, bro? In terms of question number 3.
Question number 3. Let's look at it. Are FBA's used or on the fence for white supremacy? Yes, of course. I believe so.
So what do you mean by FBAs?
So the acronym.
Yeah.
The acronym is. Let me turn this down. The acronym means Foundational Black American. That's what it literally means. Yeah. Do you know of them or
Yeah. Foundational Black Americans used on the fence for
right? So
100%. I wouldn't say everyone, obviously, but as a whole, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. The how do I put it, bro? I don't know who they are, yeah, but they've realized, bro, they can't use the same old tactics to attack others. You know what I mean? So even with the stuff that you're seeing with ICE, etc., in Minnesota, they were like, yo, okay, so we can't attack black people with white people anymore. You know what I mean? So what if we have them fighting each other? You know what I mean? What if we cause further divisions between themselves? So I feel like that's what's working nowadays, to be honest.
Yeah, it's the good old divide and conquer tactic.
100%, bro. Because obviously, let's be real. Like, of course, there's African Americans that don't like Africans and Africans that don't like African Americans. But at the end of the day, yeah, they're a small minority. But then the way the narrative is being pushed, I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's fresh. It's fresh. You know what I mean? It's a new game, and a lot of people are falling for it, in my opinion.
Yeah, but it's no coincidence, Danny. It's with all the stuff that's happening in the current administration, the people that voted for him, and it's no coincidence this is happening. And you always have to remind yourself, Danny, this is a small percentage on TikTok. Even though we never
small percentage on TikTok.
Huh?
Small percentage on TikTok, bro. There's a lot of people on TikTok.
No, what? That's okay. That's what I meant. The percentage is on TikTok. That's what I meant. Right? You never met an FBA in real life. You got nobody flexing foundational Black American on you, right? And then I always have to remind people, well, you know what? I would say it's a small fraction on TikTok too, because I always have to remind Black Americans what an FBA is as well on here. So it's no.
Wait. Say that again. What does FBA mean? What does FBA mean again? Foundational. I thought
foundational.
I thought it literally just meant Black Americans. What does it mean?
So check it out. So the 3 different ones, right, associated with like they're all synonymous, but there's differences between them all, right? So after colored, Negro, and all that stuff,
Okay.
African American was another political term, right, in the 80s,
Okay.
given to this specific group of people. And then people took from there Black American. Black American had more like a nationalism kind of thing with it. So Black as a race and American as a nationality, right? But someone came along, someone by the name of Tariq Nasheed, and he wanted to. Well, he did not coin. You know who Tariq Nasheed is, the guy on the right here who started this kind of. So he's the leader of the so-called FBA, and he's not the one that coined it. Dr. Claude Anderson coined the term, who's another Black American brother who talked about. Oh man, I got a warning already. What am I talking about?
What's the warning about?
I don't know, man. I didn't read it. I am appealing it right now as we speak. So, anyways, Tariq Nasheed is the one that trademarked the term foundational Black American. So he trademarked an ethnicity. So we already had Black American. He had to add the foundational aspect to it and trademark it. That means he making money off of it. That means
Crazy.
anybody that subscribes to this, is lining up his pockets, and he claims not to be a leader, but he sure is the owner. And he owns the brand FBA. So, he makes a claim that that it's a lineage, a lineage that started within America through chattel slavery up until, where we are now. You know what I mean? But it leaves less credit for the ancestors back in Africa, the enslaved ancestors, right? He acknowledges it, but he doesn't like the whole pushback is the whole immigrant thing. He don't like Black Africans that come over here as immigrants and claim Black as a race here in America. So that he'd be pushing back as like, you're not a Black American, you are African from the continent, right? So that starts that rhetoric. So that's what we're dealing with this stuff. And so
crazy.
But not all Black Americans think like this,
Yeah, but
If they call themselves
nowadays, like let's say so I know you can tell from my accent where I'm from, but in the UK, they like obviously social media wise, when I have conversations with people, they tend to assume that like the majority of African Americans tend to think that way. Like that's what's being shown to us, obviously on social media. Whether that's a narrative being pushed, whether it's
True.
accidental, coincidental, we don't know.
I hear you.
But that's the way it's looking. Obviously, I don't know. But from what you told me, I don't think it's like that. But literally, yeah.
But you're getting that kind of algorithm out there, not on mainstream news though, just on TikTok.
TikTok
right?
is mainstream news nowadays.
Let's be real,
okay. Like the majority of people, like bro, like my mom and dad, bro, they never went on Snapchat, they never went on Instagram, but they're on TikTok, bro. And they're African as you know what I mean? They're African, bro. Like yo, they're on TikTok though. Like you get it. So it's crazy, bro. Like the TikTok is mainstream now. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I can understand that.
But, the thing is as well, like even the term like nowadays, just like there's a bunch of like obviously like I can say that I'm ignorant to a lot of things, but there's a lot of Americans that don't realize like outside of like in Africa, for example, a lot of people don't subscribe to the word Black. You know what I mean? Like it's very new to them. Obviously, they're aware of it now due to social media and this that. But they'd go, this person's from here, this person's this tribe, this person's this. But to like the word Black to a lot of people is kind of confusing. You know what I mean? Especially the older generation. The younger generation is different. Obviously, we've grown up with the internet, this that, whatnot, and it's just easier to call yourself Black. You know what I mean? But then if we were to use this like same thing and you were to like what makes a white person and let's say a Far East Asian person two different races when they're the exact same skin color, you know what I mean? But they're just their features differ. But their skin color tends to be not everyone, but some I'd say maybe I can't even give it a percentage, but you know what I mean, you get a lot of fair skinned Southeast Asians. I don't know, not Southeast. But you know what kind of Asian I'm on about. I mean, like, I'd say like Japan, China, etc.
Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry.
Okay, it
Can
says
you go?
here,
Can
it
you go to
says,
the top of the page? Can you go to the top?
Hold
The top. The top.
hold on, Danny.
I want them to
I want to
see
see.
the
I want.
top
They're,
of
they're
this
going to show the report right now, but
to
Danny.
where it
So
no worries.
let,
is the source, the .gov. It is congress.gov, right?
hear that? Congress.gov is where that report.
it says confronting the new extremism of the woke army and its threats to democracy and America's children. So that's what this is pertaining to. That's the basis of this. Now, if we scroll down here and
Before you scroll down,
right here,
before you scroll down, the one of the most important things about this report is that this report was done. It is based on the Great Replacement Theory, and it is proven that white supremacists do not have a monopoly on the Great Replacement Theory because there is a new extremist in town.
and they mention it right
Go
here.
back
It
up.
says,
Go up to where it says white
they mention
people
it
do
right
not have
here.
a monopoly. White supremacists don't. No, that was it. That was it. Where you
That's
were.
what I'm trying to.
No, right above
This
that.
is the bottom. See
No,
this?
right there.
Let me
Right there where
read
it says four. Right.
Let me read this. White supremacists don't have a monopoly on the Great Replacement Theory. Black supremacists also preach it. We must counter bigotry wherever we confront it. Oh man, this is the one time that there needs to be 100 people in here. Where y'all at? When y'all always want to be here at the wrong times. Y'all
That's
wanna be
okay
here.
because you need to put it in their face when it is 100. Bring it back up. But no. Start reading right there.
We have heard about the Great Replacement Theory of white nationalism. Let me introduce you to some of the smears I have heard in my experience as an Asian American immigrant. Hearing the tenets of the Great Replacement Theory from members of a group that calls itself Foundational Black Americans. Because I have dared to speak against anti-Asian discrimination and admissions to Harvard University, self-described anti-racists have bombarded me with with the view that I am white adjacent, honorary white passing, and part of the dominant culture. These attacks are reminiscent of the words of white extremists, and yet they come from this movement called Foundational Black Americans,
Boom. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
which espouses the Great Replacement Theory of white supremacists, accusing immigrants, including black immigrants from the Caribbeans and in Africa, of stealing resources. In one radio show, who? Tariq Nasheed accuses black immigrants of being tethers to America with anchor babies, smelling like booty juice and flies, smelling like cheetah pea, and taking jobs and resources owed to black people born in the U.S. Now she says Foundational Black Americans is not a hate group, but rather a lineage. My suspicion that the Ari directed at me was a comment on my immigrant status has been confirmed. I got a message recently. Go back to India. I've been accused of coming from an upper caste family, though I am Muslim, not Hindu, of being a white Aryan Indian. Is that how I pronounce that? White Aryan Indian. Allegedly, descendants from the Aryan tribe that captured Hitler's immigrants and having musty underarms. You Asians are the pets of white supremacy. Flat face, wrote the Twitter user from the group foundational Black Americans. And then
So I want to interject, right? So this is a report that is on Congress.gov of an Asian immigrant. And this is how you know that the FBA movement, like when you guys say that FBA is only, oh, it's not real, it's only on TikTok. Absolutely not.
I just said that, dude.
Because the FBA mindset
That
obviously is
sounds crazy,
growing.
man.
Because this woman, this immigrant who is Asian, she said that she encountered some FBA at Harvard University. And they told her that she was white passing, white accepted. They literally was coming at her in that way. She did a report to Congress about this. She is sounding the alarm to let Congress know. Now, you, FBA, said that there was an Asian bill, and that Asians got an Asian hate bill during the pandemic, it was the pandemic, the Asian hate crime bill. It was not for Asians. You guys call it the Asian hate bill, right? This was during the pandemic. This was in 2022. When people was telling Asians to go back to Asia, and they was talking about Asians were allegedly the reason for the C-19. So some Harvard University students who identify as FBA was coming at this immigrant, and she did a report on FBA to Congress. She is sounding the alarm to Congress that there is an extreme group out here that has a mindset of whitey supremacists.
and it reached. It reached. That's
This is on Congress.gov.
yeah. So they got it. They literally
She
broadcasted it.
really did this report, and she did a very thorough report.
Oh yeah,
So
it's a lot of pages.
she did a thorough report to say that if you don't know what the Great Replacement Theory is, Prince, can you pull up the definition of the Great Replacement Theory? Because this is what she was saying. She was saying in her report that whitey supremacists do not have a monopoly on the Great Replacement Theory. This report was about extreme groups that's a threat to the American democracy. She named Foundational Black American in her report. She even know Musty Tethers. She know Tariq Nasheed in her report. This report went to Congress, right? So if you think just because it was 2022, if you think that, like just like when we read the in the census, where FBA made themselves very vocal, and during the census they had a publication that went out that they wanted the Black community to respond about who the Black community is, and FBA was very vocal. FBA, I'm just here to tell you, whitey people will study you for long until they make a decision. You understand? They will be watching you until you get a little bit too much beside yourself. Because as long as you are just effing up your own community, this is like modern day, like how they put D-Rugs in the Black community. They allowed that to happen in the Black community in the Reagan administration, during the Reagan era. They allowed Black people to sell, to bring D-Rugs into your own community and bring your own community to poverty, right? So now they're looking at this in modern times. We cannot put D-Rugs back into the Black community. We already did that to these ninjas. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna let this play out until it goes far enough. In my opinion, you get what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
why.
just like when they put D-Rugs in the black community. And they let you ninja sell to your mother, and you understand, your baby mama, your uncle, right? They let us destroy each other. FBA, they see you destroying people that look like you, and they are going to allow it until they have had enough.
They're going to do is support you. They're going to tell you that you, as they already are doing, they're going to tell you that you're white. You are heritage Americans, and you're going to
No. They're going to be on the FBA white watch list, bro.
No,
I promise you, Chris.
hold on, though.
No, I don't agree with that.
Come on, can I speak? How can you disagree with something I didn't finish saying yet? They are literally already doing it. They are literally calling them heritage Americans. These white heritage Americans are literally at this moment considering FBA to be a group that is heritage Americans. I can play you a video of them saying it out their own mouth, saying they are heritage Americans. If anybody is, they are. So what I'm trying to say is they're going to support everything that they are doing. Everything that they are doing. Just until that time is until they are ready to come down on them. They're going to motivate you. They're going to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing, and that's what they're doing by being in agreement with you. But they are literally calling them heritage Americans.
One person, Tucker Carlson.
One person is not. He is the representation of many people. He is the representation of many people, just like Tariq is the representation.
The black people would never be able to be heritage Americans amongst white supremacists because Southern pride is about white nationalism.
Can I please speak without you cutting me off? Don't do that. I let you just talk. Stop that shit. I don't like it. Same way Tariq can come out here and be one person and he can literally create a narrative and everybody who follows him runs with it. Is the same way those who are the poster child of this movement can say something and everybody who stands for it will eventually stand on what is being said by those who are at the forefront. They don't gotta mean it. It's all agenda. But it is literally happening. It is being broadcast. And do you think that's by coincidence or by design? That's all I'm saying. You good? You good? I'm done. That's all I wanted to say. Oh, we quiet now. All right. Listen, can y'all tap up, please? Get it to 25K. Ngozi.
I think we kind of moved the goalpost there. This was about him saying, no, because he literally said that FBA was not a thing in 2024, right? And I literally said, because it's not about them being heritage Americans. See,
I'm not saying that's not.
That's not what I'm saying. Let me finish.
Stop selectively listening.
Let me finish. What I am saying is this. What I am trying to show him is that listen. What I am trying to show him is that the FBA movement, you are literally how you are viewed by whitey people. What I said, how you are viewed by whitey people is that you are an extremist. not that you are a heritage American. That extremist is what is real. Because again, I gave the example, Black Lives Matter was not xenophobic. They were not Afrophobic, they were not anti-immigrant, and they were banned as an organization, they were banned as an extremist group. FBA are literally extreme. They are literally anti-immigrant. They are literally Afrophobic. They are literally xenophobic. And this woman is literally saying, give an example of the things that literally have been said by the FBA, the Foundation of Black Americans. She is literally it's funny that this Asian woman, she knows everything, all the rhetoric. She knows about the Caribbean and Africa. That's a check.
And
She
here's
knows about, hold on, she knows about the tether. That's a check. She knows about Tariq Nasheed. That's a check. She knows about the stealing of resources. That's a check. Is there anything else that FBA talk about that she did not mention in her report? Tell me something that FBA stand on that she does not mention in her report. So my point is that yes, FBA did exist because you have someone who's not even Black doing a report to Congress on you in 2022. And then when we look at that report, it does not show FBA in a good light. You should be concerned. You literally should be concerned.
What is a
one moment. You got it, but one moment. I just want to say, and my point to add on to what you're saying, in total agreement with what you're saying, is them being acknowledged by the Heritage Americans organization is not a good thing in any way. And they are going to use that to their advantage to further that agenda. Of course, they're going to throw them under the bus. And we also know this to be a fact. Heritage Americans are looked at as extremists as well by certain groups. So it makes a whole lot of sense. Even with the concept of what was written in that report that you had me look into, where it says that the white supremacist extremist groups are not the only ones out there. Well, Heritage Americans are one of those white extremist groups. So no matter how you look at it, it doesn't benefit FPA.
So I don't understand why he's saying in a comment, bro, talk. You're not showing me anything. So you're just willfully obtuse, right? I don't get it. Like you're just gonna be quiet on the panel and talk in the chat, talking about you're not showing anything.
Let him rock. He feel defeated right now. He good.
I don't feel defeated. I just choose not to respond to her.
Okay, well,
Well, first of all, okay, respond to the host. He the one read the report.
Yeah, he read a report. What am I responding to? Like, he didn't ask me a direct question.
He did. He said,
No, he
"What do you
didn't.
think about the
He
report?"
read the report.
He said, "What do
No,
you
he did
think
not.
about it?"
No,
Yes,
I
he did.
I didn't.
He didn't ask me that.
I didn't ask you. I asked him that before I read the report.
Exactly. She just going on and on and on and on. That's why I'm choosing not to respond to her.
Let me
Oh,
ask you
stop
now.
crying.
Let me ask you now, though. What is your thoughts on the report?
So my thoughts on the report is how valid and how credible is the reporter that reported. She's literally saying things in a report that's like jokes and that's supposed to be funny or something. Like,
Well,
I don't get it.
Can I, in response to it, and I ain't trying to cut you off on that, but in response to it, it is on congress.gov. So that's enough validation for you, right? That should be enough. That it's actually out here. It's actually a PDF on congress.gov. So it's being broadcast. It's being broadcasted. Once it spreads, you know how things are. It starts with planting the seed into the mental, into the psyche of people. And then you water that seed and it grows. You know how that works. And is it an agenda by the person who did it? Yes. Is it a necessary agenda? Yes. Do they seem to be accomplishing their goal? Yes. They seem to be doing that. Everything, and she will not be, whoever this person is, they will not be the only one. When I say agenda, by definition, by definition,
No, I
everything
got you.
has a definition. It would be my agenda if I did it, to expose them. That's what I mean by that, Ngozi. Words have meaning, Ngozi. Words have meaning.
Hold on, can I say
It's her
something?
agenda
What
to.
you just said real
Do
quick.
you know what agenda means, Ngozi? Come on now, be for real.
No, because agenda is that you're trying to, like, if you have an agenda, I would know.
Agenda is setting a theory,
Hold on.
Ngozi.
I, I would, okay.
No, for real. Like, let's do the
when you
math.
say
No, I
is that
get what you're saying
agenda,
by agenda. The reason
It's
I was
setting a theory.
questioning
It's
the
setting a
reporter's
theory, Ngozi. That's
credibility
all I mean.
because I haven't seen too many credible reports that actually quote name calling and like that's what.
so
what?
can I say
Really?
something in response to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the reason she was quoting those things is because she was quoting things that FBA people say and things that FBA members have said to her. Correct. It's actually something that is very important to quote in your report when you're trying to report on their ideologies and some of the things that they say, right? But another thing is, I think the point of the report was being shown was that the whole point of this was in reality was that most of the black people that did vote for Donald Trump are black people who fall under the same ideologies of FBA. Right? And you tried to say that FBA wasn't around during the time of the election. But Correct. This report is from 2022, Correct. Which disproves the part about it not FBA not being around during the election. That was the point of the exactly. That was the brought up. So whether the article is by a credit, hold on, wait, real quick. So whether the article is by a credible source or not, I could have wrote it. My granny could have wrote it. A random person could have wrote it. The point is, in 2022, somebody knew about FBA and all of its ideology, so therefore it was around and popular enough for somebody to report it to Congress.
Yep, and it's sitting right there on Congress.gov.
Okay, so you got me. Gotcha. Now what?
Now, LV, what's up?
Yo, what's poppin'? This L to the V was good.
You just LV to me. What's your matter?
What's my what?
What's up? What you here for? I mean, I pulled you up, but
you sent me a request.
You was up here earlier. Like, I figured you might have something to say. You was up here earlier.
I wasn't up here earlier, bro.
Bro, you was up here. You want to go back in the comments? Go back in the comments, man.
I'll go back.
You ain't a boy. Get your goofy ass in the comments. What's up, Tree God?
What's up? Been a while.
What's up? Talk about it. What's your thoughts?
I mean, I think that people have to reckon with the fact that this is something that's very real. This is something that Black Americans are feeling, and it's been a long time coming. And that there is a basis for what these people are advocating for. We could judge movements by what's up. We could judge movements by some of the worst, I guess, aspects or proponents of it, or you could just see like what's the skeleton, what's the figure, and yeah, you got everyone from leftists who will say, I think Hassan Piker said, "Oh, this is a psyop." He even referred to ADOS, which is kind of very different, as a psyop. Oh, black people don't really feel this way. Then you have people like Tucker Carlson, Ann Coulter on the right, who talk about heritage Americans. And yeah, Black Americans. If anyone's a heritage American, it's Black Americans. Oh, I like that Tariq Nasheed guy. So yeah, it's bleeding into politics. We saw it a little bit, even on CNN when it came to Kamala Harris. You got Ryan Coogler, who's a big Pan-African, mentioned that he's FBA. This is a real thing. And not all the people who identify with that label are the so-called Afrophobic monsters y'all like to make them out to be. They just have been forced to use a term like FBA because many Pan Africans, African Americans, African immigrants basically erase Black Americans. And so this is the result.
Bro, you guys are delusional as F, I swear. Like, okay, so
Now, you just discounted everything he said and just went straight to name calling.
Yeah,
How is
I
that
am
constructive?
discounting.
How is
I am
that productive?
discounting.
And this is
because
why I chose
the
not
reason
to
why
acknowledge
I don't-
nothing you say because you're
Okay, I'm
you're
talking
a
to
farce.
him. He
You're a
doesn't
farce.
need you.
I'm
He doesn't
sorry,
need
Prince.
you.
I don't mean to do this in your live, bro, but she
Bro,
is just
stop
too much.
crying.
She goes straight to insults. I'm not crying.
Like,
I'm being professional.
he's a
I'm being
grown-ass
an
man.
adult.
You're not being
I'm being
professional.
an adult.
No, you're
and
not.
you are
He doesn't
unruly.
need you
are
to talk.
unruly.
Oh my God, bro, go stop crying. He doesn't need you.
I feel
to talk.
sorry for your husband if you have
He does
one.
like
I feel sorry.
do you want why are you talking about my husband? Do you like men? Do you like men?
That's the end of that right there. Let's move beyond that. You don't gotta take jabs at nobody personal life.
Like this shit is weird to me. You don't even know my husband. That's like a grown man hearing women say her husband this, and you as a grown man, you're gonna regurgitate what you heard a woman say. You men, stand up, be a man. Stop taking the shit that women say and regurgitating it. Like you messy. Like that's like, really? You're not a man. Grow some hair on your chest. Fucking idiot.
So, Tree God, you can continue.
No, I wasn't speaking. It was Keisha.
All right.
Yeah, he was done. But dude thought he had to talk for a tree god. And I didn't even, what I said, tree god,
Get it up to 25K.
what I said is that you heard the report, right? You heard it. And you're still talking about, yeah, this is how it should be. This is, it's a long time coming type of mindset, right? So why are you not saying or admit that FBA is moving wrongly? Right? This is not the way that they are supposed to be moving, bro. Do you not agree?
I think that I do regret because I used to be a Pan African. I don't lie about that, right? I still have the same moral standards, but I think that
People still in the chat here. You guys want to keep listening to it? Let's see. You got John Henry and okay. You guys have been here. I'm gonna let it keep playing.
and all of that. I do think that even some of the negative stuff, however, is necessary. It is necessary for
all the elements
can you go on mute?
portrayed on the but including.
But yeah, I do think even some of the negative aspects are. I think some of the negative aspects are necessary. I do think that a certain number of Black Americans have to be very strict when it comes to borders and when it comes to ethnic borders, how they enforced. Yeah, it's going to be somewhat xenophobic. It is. It's kind of necessary. But I do think the only reason that's necessary is because people have been very open with Black American culture. There's a Haitian creator, I think his name is DJ something, but he's Haitian. And he was talking about why are Black Americans expected to share every aspect of our culture? And people are just so used to that. They're so used to that. And so now, in order to get them, in shape and have them understand us and us to understand them, they're going to have to come up with, a few Tariq Nasheeds. And then that next time they encounter a Black American, they'll know, okay, there are borders I have to respect, and they will.
Right, but bro, I literally believe that, do you not believe that if white people do not feel comfortable with FBA being extremists, like all it takes is so white people, right? So initially they will have no idea about FBA, right? Because this is something that is happening within our social settings or within the Black community. But then when it goes beyond the Black community, right? And then it goes into areas that matter government. And those things in government, like to have a report, even though this is anecdotal, but the fact it brings awareness, it's like sounding an alarm to white people by an Asian that this group is this. You are literally now exposed. She took this all the way to Congress, right? And I'm pretty sure she would be credible because if they were to look at the credentials of the person who wrote this report, they would probably believe an Asian woman who is saying that she is being like black people are being xenophobic against her. They would believe her over any black person. You don't find that to be a problem.
I think that is still the case today. Maybe this will change, and I really believe that it could change, which is a danger.
That wasn't the answer to a question, though.
I didn't finish the sentence. I was directly answering it. I was.
Okay. Answer it.
Just because the sentence didn't start the way you thought it would. Anyways, like I was saying, I do think that it could be the case eventually that black Americans lose their our moral high ground. But black Americans do have a moral high ground against East Asians. We do. Especially with their whole affirmative action gag that they pulled and all that. We have a moral high ground on them. Which is why they try to play the people of color game this, people of color game this. You got Mexicans talking about Juan Crow, all of that. So since we still got that, I'm not too worried about what an Asian woman says about a group of people who are advocating for justice. I'm not concerned.
Here's the thing, right, Tree God? This lady, I believe her name is Azra Mamani. She did this testimony in December the 12th. December the 12th of 2022. And it's on this site. I'm sure there will be more if there aren't more out there, but it has not been removed. It has not been overlooked. It is literally there. If you think they don't got their eyes on you, you're confused, brother.
I mean, my question is who has their eyes on who, right? That would be my question.
What do you mean, who has their eyes on who? So how does anything happen, right? When Roe v. Wade was overturned, it was literally, someone that challenged it. When the other one, affirmative action, was overturned, it was literally someone that challenged it. Every challenge of all what I just said came from outside of the government. You understand? And then all you do know, because you're intelligent enough to know that Tree God, you can go and challenge anything within the law. You can go and challenge any civil rights law. You can go and challenge anything, like the Board of Education. It only takes one to challenge. It does not have to be government. It does not have to be a super PAC. It does not have to be a lobbyist. It could be a citizen. A citizen can challenge, right? If you challenge anything, it goes to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will have to address it. Anything that goes to government, right? And government now, maybe not before, but the point is that they are being made aware of this group called Foundational Black American. This is the same government that you are wanting to get, that you're going to need to get reparations from. So do you think that the government, if you are going to be looked at as an extremist group, that you are now black supremacists, do you think that they are going to give reparations to black extremists?
The thing is that there are other issues beyond reparations that I think the movement needs to work on before, even get to talking about reparations as reality, right? I think when you talk about disaggregation.
Okay, please answer my question.
No,
answer my question.
To answer your question,
the government give reparations to black extremists?
I think that
The report said a threat to
Can I
democracy.
answer the question? Can I answer?
Yes,
How the
answer.
hell are they a threat to democracy? That's crazy. But anyways, yeah, you can fearmonger all you want. People know that anytime you try to do anything for Black Americans, there's going to be opposition. This is a good thing.
So my question:
Would
would the government give reparations to Black extremists?
They will give reparations to Black Americans if there are
Okay,
extremists. Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Are you going to answer
Yes.
my question?
Yes. I
Would,
think
okay,
that
so let me
if
ask you
there
a
were
different
more-
way. Let me
Yes.
ask you a different
Answer
way.
is
Hold
yes.
on. Let me ask you a different way. Would a Black extremist group be a threat to democracy?
No, not at all.
Bro, so now you're just lying.
So the thing about it
Okay,
is,
would
hold
a
on, wait.
YT extremist group
Yes.
be a threat to democracy?
Yes, absolutely.
So how would not a Black extremist group?
Because this is a group. This is not a group that is advocating for even
Jesus
separation.
freaking Christ! I'm not talking about just move. Okay,
I'm
let's
talking
move
about
away.
You're not letting him
Let's
answer.
move away. Let's
You're not
move
letting
away.
me answer.
No,
talking about
let's move
FBA.
away from FBA, bro. I'm saying in general.
Come on, man.
In
So
general,
in general,
Yo,
would
Prince.
a Black extremist group be a threat to democracy?
no.
So you're lying. You're lying.
No.
So they didn't look at
No.
the Black Panther Party as an
She
extremist.
not letting him answer,
They didn't
Prince.
look
Come
at.
on,
Hold
man.
on, hold
I
on.
can't
Let
even
him
express
answer.
what I
I'm
cannot
talking.
even express
I'm
what I
talking, man.
mean. I can't express what I mean because y'all jumping down my throat. I'm not gonna hold you.
Ain't no balance on this panel. Like, damn.
It's balance. It's
No,
balance.
it's not, bro. Y'all just jumping down our throats.
You aligned.
They don't have
My
any
point
talking
being
points,
is
bro.
that studies show
So
that
what's
if you
your
have-
hold up. I'm gonna go away from all y'all. I'm gonna go away from you, Tree God, because you don't answer the question, right? You don't want to answer the question.
I
You
haven't
wanna-
been able to
You want to
talk.
spin the question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go around you, bruh. Black, because all you want to do is complain.
I'm not complaining, but I can answer the question. I can answer the question.
LV. There's a prompt right here. Address the prompt. Unless, and before I do that, because this will kind of move the goalpost. Is there anything you want to continue on with Tree Garden, Gozi?
He didn't answer the question.
I want to answer the question. I believe so. I believe that when you come to an extremist group, there's a difference between a group with extreme political views that are nonviolent and a group that has violent political views. FBA, even if she's describing them as extremely,
Bro, I said
they
move
are-
away
hold
from
up,
FBA.
hold up,
I'm not
hold up.
talking about FBA.
Can I
This is
finish my
crazy.
answer? Can I finish
Can
my
you
answer?
not talk about FBA?
Can I finish my answer?
No,
I'm
because
using-
you okay.
Again,
Don't use
again.
them as an example.
We're not.
Just-
That's what we're talking about, though.
no,
That doesn't make any
I
sense.
just want you to say in general. In general.
Okay, when you look at
In
the Black
general,
Panthers,
sir,
you look
in
at the
general,
Black
with a
mention of
Black
Black
extremist
Panthers.
group, no, with a
There's
Black
different
extremist,
types of extremist
if
groups.
whitey people, if the American government, right, if
not white
if they categorize a Black group as an extremist group, would that be in their eyes a threat to democracy? I'm not talking about FBA.
No.
I'm talking about a Black extremist group in general.
No,
Would that be
no.
considered to the government a threat?
No.
You lying? Okay,
No, it's
I'm
only. Hold up. It is
you
literally.
straight up lying, bro.
No, it is literally. Okay, I can't even answer the question. Literally, there's a difference between a violent extremist group and a non-violent extremist group. A separatist group and a group that has extreme political
No, like
views
if
within
it's
within-
the FBI, if the FBI is watching the
you
group,
can have.
it is
Hold up.
violent.
You can have extreme.
Like
views.
he being no.
You can have extreme views within the purview
I'm
of
talking
democracy.
about a group. I'm talking about to be on an FBI watch
MAGA
list.
is an extreme group.
If the FBI is
MAGA is an
watching,
extreme group.
Bro,
J6ers
I
are an
cannot-
extreme group. They just got pardoned. So what are we
I
talking
cannot-
about?
This shit is, because they're white tea,
We
bro.
reward
They
extremists
are
all
white
the time.
tea. Okay, so you think that you have the same outcome? MAGA
Yes.
got pardoned. MAGA got pardoned for
Democrats love them
MAGA
some
got
black
pardoned
people.
for
Yes,
going to.
I do.
They
Yes.
got pardoned for going to the Capitol, right?
Yes.
They breached the Capitol. People were unalive. Now, let's imagine, by your logic, that the number of people that went to that freaking Capitol, if they were Black, Would they
get
have
that
gotten?
in every city.
Would they have
What do you
gotten
think happened in
pardoned?
Minnesota?
That's
Would they have gotten
that's
pardoned?
What do you
that's
think happened
important.
during George Floyd?
And Gozy, what you said is important because that would be the only reason why his point would be valid, though. Because if they are capable, if they are thought to be capable of anything that can consist of the idea that they could try to overthrow the government, if they attempt to create military or anything of that nature, yes, they will become a threat to the government. As long as you running your mouth on TikTok, you might not be literally a threat, but trust me, they're watching you. But try to organize yourself and stand on it like you're militant, like you're militia, like you built like that.
But the thing is like I literally told him, I literally gave you the example of Black Lives Matter, the organization, right? Black Lives Matter was not anti-immigrant. They were not xenophobic. They were not Afrophobic. They wasn't out here talking about musty tethers. And Donald Trump, literally, the Black Lives Matter flag was in front of the White House. When I've been to the White House. If you ever been to the White House, right in front of the White House on Pennsylvania Avenue, there are many flags, right? Because you're able, that's freedom of expression, right? The Black Lives Matter flag that was flying in front of the White House on Pennsylvania Avenue, right? It has been removed by Donald Trump because the flag has been banned. You understand? Because he considered BLM as an extremist group. BLM wasn't around here talking about immigrants taking resources. They were literally just protesting for police brutality, and they were literally dismantled by Donald Trump.
And what were they doing that FBA isn't doing in Gozy? Which is the only thing that's probably setting you clowns. The only thing that got you kind of set apart to a small degree.
Yeah, he's not even an
You want to know
organization.
what they were doing that y'all not doing?
There's no
They had the Black Lives Matter was outside. They was active, just being active, being black, organized, and active. Not even appearing to push a movement trying to overthrow the government. Just striving for the respect and your human rights alone. Don't cut me off, bro. That alone got them addressed and overthrown. Imagine you, who claims that this is your land, this is your country. The first president was black, and so forth, and everything else, and you built this. Organize and see if. Oh no, y'all not organized. Y'all just online chatty patty niggas. Y'all online chatty patty niggas. Organize. Get outside. March. Do more than join Tariq Nasheed's live, and watch how you crumble in less than a year.
I'll come outside if you come outside.
You gonna crumble in less than a
I'm
year.
very confused because it sounds like y'all at one hand say that, FBA is taken seriously by the government, and look at this congressional report.
No,
and the
you
CIA
are.
is
No,
scared.
we're not. I'm not in
And
one
then on
way,
the
shape,
other
or
hand,
form saying you're not. Hold on,
serious.
Tree God. Hold on, Tree God. Don't stay on the. Matter of fact, I'm not going to do this. Go in the chat, and you can come back up. You can come back up. Nobody is saying that y'all are not being watched by the government. And Gozy is making a point, and it's a valid point. It's the fact that y'all are still moving like turtles in a shell. Come out your shell, and you would see how serious they would take you. Come out your shell, and you would see what they view you as extremists. That's what I'm saying to you. I don't know if I'm being clear about it. I'm saying pop your fucking heads out the shell. You being on TikTok running your mouth, you just in the shell.
Shit. So, hey, Prince, can I respond to that?
Man, you just talking at this point, bro.
Hey, Prince, can I respond to that right quick?
Bro.
Hey, shout out to FBA, brother. Hey, guys, I just want to respond to Prince right quick. So, this is the deal. If you ask a black person their nationality or their race, that's when they will come out their shell. I think y'all getting confused like it's a real group or a militia group or something like that, when it's not. When Ryan Coogler had that interview with that white tea lady, he said he was foundational Black American. That's him coming out his shell, but all of us are not celebrities to be on that type of stage. So it's not like it's a group to come out a shell of. You just gotta ask a Black person how they identify as. And you will see if they come out their shell or not.
This is what shows you that that is not coming out of the shell. This is why you guys are not respected on either side of the scale.
We respect people, respect
No,
us.
no, listen, don't interrupt. Don't interrupt. Let me talk. Because you see what Ngozi is referencing? That's somebody who understands. That's somebody who, bruh.
He wants us to be African. We
Go
don't.
sit in the chat. We don't got time for ignorance. It could be one of you at a time. It's still going to be people coming in here. I need y'all to understand, you are not needed here. But you're welcome to come.
So you
You're
said that
welcome to come. I show y'all all the time, you are not needed here. You're welcome, though. You are definitely welcome. But have some decorum about yourself.
so Prince, you saying you won't respect
Bruh,
me?
stop talking, bro. Stop talking. Because it's people waiting to come up. I'll replace you just like that, bro. Stop talking. Don't talk when I talk, bro. All right. I don't even want to say no more to y'all because it's like beating a dead horse, and I ain't with that. You got it, Ngozi.
You know, I think you guys are just. He literally, like what he said, made no sense to me because coming out of your shell, what Prince is trying to say is that if you guys were in the streets, if you had boots on the ground, and you were more vocal, you would get shut down. See, you haven't complained. See, you directed your energy toward people who look like you, right? I dare you to direct your energy to the 54 million immigrants who are non-black. The government they will literally like dissect your ass quicker than you can blink.
Oh, why would they dissect us? So they already doing it now.
Guys, because see, the government likes when black people are going against other black.
Yeah, why would they dissect us for identifying as
for example,
foundational Black American?
in the Reagan era with the
They would dissect us
like with
because we
D-Rugs in the
identify-
black community.
I think she's saying that they are not sexual by identifying as foundation of Black America.
But that's all we're doing. But that's all we're doing.
Y'all attacking your own people though. Y'all
If you're
attacking
gonna
black
be real
people.
obtuse,
That's why they letting
then
y'all slide.
Nobody's
Y'all
attacking
starting.
other black.
you can't keep
Yes,
talking
y'all do.
about that the government brought D-Rugs to your communities. If you're going to be willfully obtuse, then stop saying that the government during the Reagan era they put powder D-Rugs in your communities. Did not the government flood the black community with D-Rugs? Did not black people start selling to black people? Did not black communities started to go through that era of, you understand, of poverty and crime due to D-Rugs, right? So now you ninjas who are you ninjas who are FBA, you are literally just going against immigrants who are black. I dare you put that energy against immigrants who are non-black. 54 million. I dare you.
You just
I dare you because if you do, you will be dismantled. That is
You
what I'm
already
telling you.
delineating the
I dare you to make demands. I simply dare you to cut you off and goes, but I dare you to make demands to the government. I dare you to rally up and show strength in numbers. I think that's all it will take. Do that. Do more
We
than
already been doing that.
create
I'm confused.
hidden
Are you
colors, DVDs.
encouraging people or trying to discourage?
I don't know. Maybe I'm doing both. I don't care. Whatever it may
Come on,
be, whatever you think it is what I'm doing here. But what I'm doing is telling the truth. We double dare you to do any of it because you are you are a non-factor to what you stand for. Y'all are the only movement that is supposed to be for the people, by the people, that don't do shit for the people. So I dare you to activate. Become active.
Okay, I'm gonna
Become
become
active.
active.
Become active. You military. You come from a long line of soldiers, right? That's been in the military.
I don't know who you talking to. You keep
I'm talking to you, Black. Listen, Black. You have the understanding of how the government handles situations. You think that if they became proactive, it would be a cakewalk for them? Do you?
So what I'm saying is how a person identifies has nothing to do with the person doing grassroots work, brother. Y'all are conflating
First
the
of
two.
all,
Y'all are trying to wait. I'm answering Prince.
all right.
So y'all are conflating the two through social issues and how people want to be identified. That is not fair. Y'all cannot be real with these type of statements. Just because I say, Prince, even if I said I was FBA, what does that has to do with the government coming, as in her words, dissecting me? That ain't nobody business but mine.
Let me tell you what it has to do with it. Foundational Black Americans. What does that mean? You built America. Anything that you think you built, you think that you are the foundation of, you think that without you it would not exist. You kind of feel like you have a sense of entitlement to it. What comes with that? Logically, what comes with that?
Can I answer?
Can I
what,
answer
like
that? No,
he
he was
said,
asking me.
what am I saying?
He was
But
asking
you're
me.
talking about what
He
I'm
was
saying.
asking me.
From Africa, stop
He was
being
asking me.
Pan-Africanist and claim
He was
FBA.
asking me.
FBA is
He
not
was
going to do
asking me.
anything as an
He was
organization.
asking me. So
That's
just
one.
like how Donald Trump recognized the children of slaves, African Americans, had a part to play in
But you're not
every
African
part of
American. You're FBA. You're an extremist group who has broken away from African American.
Sam, I
Donald
can't-
Trump
ma'am,
did not
hold on.
say.
To Prince
Donald Trump
and
did not
Ngozi.
say
To
FBA.
Prince and
He
Ngozi.
said
I
African
can't
American.
change. To Prince and Ngozi, I can't change what I was born as. So as
Bro,
much
you
as y'all
literally
want to
are
think,
trying to change that by
listen,
being FBA.
y'all can say exactly. So
literally
why
trying to
y'all
change
trying to dispute that?
We're not disputing that.
Change it by being FBA.
So let me get this straight.
FBA is not African Americans, and they would tell you that. They are an extremist group who set themselves apart. They other themselves from that identity and that culture.
No, black. Most
FBA is a
FBAs
group
will
of
tell
people
you.
who've been in
Most
America
FBAs
before
will tell you that.
1965.
Most FBAs would say that term refers to us. They just say they don't prefer to be called.
Okay, so the thing is that okay. So first of all, he literally Donald Trump mentioned African Americans. He don't know you FBA ninjas, right? So you FBA ninjas are not what he thinks when he thinks about Black people. He thinks about African Americans. You're separating from African American. Donald Trump did not acknowledge foundational Black American.
That's
He acknowledged
before FBA existed.
Donald Trump just said this. What?
Ngozi,
like 6 years
respectfully.
ago.
Hold on, sweetheart. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask Ngozi a question respectfully. I'm gonna be respectful. You really think he was talking about immigrants, or do you really think he was talking about the black?
Nah, I'm gonna cut you right there because
The
this
children of
is
slaves.
this is what it really. It's not a thought, just a simple thought. It's a fact. What he was talking about was African Americans, and what she's saying is a fact. See, here's the problem. FBAs think that every acknowledgement that takes place out here that goes towards the African American community is a representation of you. But what you have to realize is you are nobody. Nobody knows you. Only you know you. When someone says African American, they're not talking about you. When someone gives a praise to African Americans, they're not talking about you. When someone speaks on what African American history is and what we have done throughout being here in chattel slavery and throughout throughout the civil rights movements, Jim Crow era, anything of that nature, Gullah Wars, anything. They are not talking about you. Any conversation had about black people and black culture in America does not reflect FBA. You are nobody.
I think you wish that were true, but you know it's not.
No, that's kind of true though. Like when you really think about it, all of the people that y'all can name, listen though. Everybody we can name, everybody we can talk about. Most of these people and almost all of these people are people who fought and who connected themselves to Africa and did not say we are delineating. They didn't do any of that. Many of them were Pan-African and all of that. So it doesn't. Hold on. So none of it actually reflects any of the ideologies of foundational Black America. So now, what y'all claim to be foundational Black America, this whole FBA movement. But a question that I want to ask again, because Prince kept telling y'all to activate. And y'all kept like, what do we? And my confusion is, why would we, as the rest of the Black community who don't follow the FBA stuff, y'all trying to get us to, why would we indulge in y'all and separate ourselves from Pan-Africanism, where I can name multiple different movements that have done many things for Black people in the name of Pan-Africanism? I can name African immigrants who have come over here and done things, Jamaican immigrants who have come over here and done things for Black Americans, right? And foundational Black America as a movement, or anybody who has claimed that title has not actually done anything for Black America. Like, why would I want to align myself with y'all rather than the Pan-Africanists when all throughout our history, the people who were doing things for us called themselves African Americans and
yeah, we don't need y'all actually. Like, we're not even
Where's your family from?
Why you're pretending like we're trying to recruit y'all? But again, there are black people.
I'm really actually only talking to LV and the other guy. Tree guy, I'm not really talking to you. Your voice, I don't like it. I can't verify that you're actually one of us. It don't even sound like a Black Southern accent, so I'm really not talking to you, brother. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm gonna be honest with you, KP. He's Black. I made him pull his arm out one day. He had to show the arm. He had to show the arm. You feel me? He Black. He's Black.
But yeah, what I was gonna say, there's black people who identify with the term Negro. They still do identify with the term Negro. I'm not gonna say they're not Black American because they identify with Negro or colored.
Like, I'm giving some point. I said foundational Black American. Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you because I think you're missing my point. Let me explain something to you. I think you're missing my point. All right, let me think you're missing my point. Right? There's a certain ideologies that come with being a foundational Black American. Foundational Black American has a trademark behind it, right? Okay? Tariq Nasheed trademarked this word. This is something that is a movement that he created. He is the founder of it. So whether you like all the ideologies that come with FBA or not, whether you want to agree with them or not, that's what they are. He trademarked FBA. He created it. The ideologies that he put forth with it are the ideologies that fall in line with it and that come with it. That's what it is, okay? Now, nowhere in the history of African American history has anybody who's done anything for us, American history, has anybody who's done anything for us fell under those ideologies or called themselves a foundational Black American. Period. So when anybody is saying African American, when we're talking about the history of African Americans, when we're talking about the great things that African Americans have done, nobody is referring to anything regarding to the ideologies of FBA. It's not.
In the 60s, they was calling themselves Negroes. In the 60s, they was calling themselves Negroes. They wasn't calling themselves African American.
I'm not going to argue. We found their sources to African American is older than being in the 60s, so I'm not going to argue with you, bro.
Can you show the report again?
And either way, the point is, but again, a part of the ideology with foundational Black America is still delineating from Africa. None of those people, even calling themselves Negroes, tried to delineate and disconnect themselves from Africa. Why would I follow? So again, nowhere when we speak of African American history or speak about those great people, are we speaking about people who fell under these ideologies? They did.
If you read
they weren't fighting for.
Black history was good.
Prince, hold on. Prince, can you show the report again? Can you just read exactly what you read about the reports? Can you show it again? Because I want to say one thing after you read this, right?
I'm gonna read.
Please show it again.
All right, put me on the big screen, somebody. Is somebody here who's a mod? I got it. All right. So here's what we're looking at. This is Congress.gov, confronting the new extremists, the street extremism of the woke army and its threat to democracy and America's children. That's what we're looking at. New extremism. All right?
To where you was reading that
That's where I'm going at.
the monopoly.
Right here. White supremacists don't have a monopoly on the great replacement theory. Black supremacists also preach it. We must counter bigotry wherever we confront it. All right? We have heard about the great replacement theory of white nationalism. Let me introduce you to some of the, as an Asian American immigrant, hearing the tenets of the great replacement theory from members of a group that calls itself Foundational Black Americans. Because I have dared to speak out against anti-Asian discrimination and admissions at Harvard University, self bombarded me with the view that I am white adjacent, honorary white passing, and part of the dominant culture.
All accurate, by the way. All accurate.
These are, let me finish, bro. Don't listen, slow down. These attacks are reminiscent of the words of white extremists. And yet they come from this movement called what? Foundational Black Americans. Supremacists accusing immigrants, including black immigrants from the Caribbean and Africa, of stealing resources. In a radio show, the founder, Tariq Nasheed, accuses black immigrants of being tethers to booty juice and flies, smelling like cheetah pea and taking jobs and resources owed to black people born in the U.S. Nasheed says Foundational Black Americans is not a hate group, but rather a lineage. My suspicion at me was a comment.
What the fuck's going on? Let's see. This thing is acting up.
Though I am a Muslim, not Hindu, of being a white Aryan Indian, allegedly descended from an Aryan tribe that captured Hitler's imagination, and of having musty underarms. You Asians are the pets of white supremacy. Flat face, wrote the Twitter user from the group Foundational Black Americans.
Okay, so you can stop right there. So basically, an Asian woman wrote a report to Congress. This report is on congress.gov. She is sounding the alarm. There is a new extremist, and that extremist is FBA.
The brother talking right now is Prince Odogu, AAT.
Who have been associated with the Great Replacement theory. She literally is saying things that she said was said to her, right, by alleged FBA that are typically said by white T supremacists. However, it was this black group that was saying it. Now, I want you to show me something in regards to FBA where the government is acknowledging FBA, where anything, hold on, don't cut me. Because this is congress.gov. Show me something where FBA is being praised. Show me a government website, a government source, a government document, a government report that FBA is being praised to go against what this person literally reported on to Congress? Show me.
Donald Trump already supported when he
Bro,
called.
Donald Trump said Africans, he said Africans, Americans. He did not say FBA. I want you to show me where the government has spoken. Show me anything where anybody, whether it's the government. Okay, stop. Can you mute him, Prince, please?
Matter of fact, this is what I'm gonna do.
Please, whether or not it's the government or not, whether or not it's the government or not. But this is a report that our government has this report. Show me anything where FBA is a source that is credible, where FBA is being praised, because this is very credible. You're being looked at as extremists. Show me something to counter this.
Again, so Trump actually, so what she's talking about is the great replacement theory. Trump just retweeted somebody saying great replacement isn't a theory, it's a fact. Like, that's the official position of the U.S. government.
And the FBA, the black people, the great replacement, Trump is white tea, by the way. Trump is literally supported by white tea supremacy. Trump is literally the blueprint. He is literally the blueprint of white tea supremacy. So yes, okay, he is right about the great replacement theory coming from a white tea. Coming from a white tea man to think that the great replacement theory is real.
You just said he's right.
Can you stop? He is white tea. It is to be expected for a white tea person to acknowledge or to support the great replacement theory. But why is it that black people?
I'm about to tell you right now. I'm about to tell you right now. I got you.
Can you not let me finish? Why? He said that white tea supremacists do not have a monopoly on the great replacement theory because there is a new extremist called FBA, Foundation of Black American. Do you think that's a good thing for FBA to be associated with extremists? So the great replacement theory,
yes,
right?
I do. Yes.
Okay.
Can somebody else talk, please?
All right.
Somebody else talk?
Stop crying.
Damn.
I have stuff that I'm willing to show and share.
Hey man, I'm willing to listen. Anybody else?
You've been on the panel. New people come before
Okay,
you.
good. Anybody but you.
Listen. You are a guest here. You align with foundational Black American ideas. You align with ideas that go against what we stand for. People on the right side of history, they feel at home here. You need to feel like a guest. Stop interjecting, bro.
I'm gonna stop interjecting. I just don't want to hear her go off no more, man. Please.
You don't get to tell her what to do. You don't get to tell her what to do. She's been a part of this panel since it started. Before it was a panel.
I got that,
You
and
don't
I
get to
respect
tell
that.
her
I
what
would
to
just
do. Like, fall back, my guy.
okay, Prince. I get it, but I just like to.
You don't understand that this is our like. Just chill out. Somebody's on the big screen. Let them present.
Okay, thank you, God.
You got it. Black history.
Thank you very much. And big up to everybody on the panel and viewers, etc., etc. Yeah, I mean, I certainly don't agree with the FBA rhetoric. Not at all. We're talking about something that has been around for not very long. Probably around a decade, if that. But then when we look at the rhetoric about people that want delineations or separation, from what? From who? From black people. Black people wanting delineations or separations from other black people. We've heard this rhetoric before, and we shouldn't second guess ourselves. We're thinking, hold on, we're familiarized with this language. Where have we heard this language before? We heard this from the Triple K. The same Triple K that after the abolishment of slavery, on the 24th of December, 1865, these YT supremacist groups, formed themselves And they too not only wanted separation and division of BLK people, those of sub-Saharan African descent. That's what it means to be BLK, in accordance with the definition by race. It means mid to dark complexion of sub-Saharan African descent. And so we've been hearing this, but we've been hearing this from around 1865. The same people that we're referring to, the Triple K, not only have they wanted separations, and they talked about this historically, meaning this predates the FBA rhetoric by at least some centuries, right? These people also saw themselves as foundational Americans as well. That's another thing. And we are going to need to see some sources with regards to this. And yes, there is a difference. I should point out the difference. The difference between the two groups is one group has gone about wanting their separations or delineations, you might call it, by what? By causing inhumane physical atrocities to human beings, violence, okay, to BLK people. Whereas the other group, the more modern version of them, has now wanted their delineations and separation by hate speech. Going around saying that they want to be separated from these people. They want delineation. You ain't black. You can't be black. This is ours. You ain't black. Saying things like, we want to reject and we want to boycott the African Union. That's another thing. The rejection and the boycott of the African Union. So the African Union initially consisted of 5 regions: North, South, East, West, and Central Africa. And then they decided to include a 6th region, which was the diaspora itself. But now we see in the profile pictures of many of these so-called FBAs saying, hey, let's boycott the African Union. So last time I checked, it wasn't the continent or the people within it or the Caribbean or black people scattered around any parts of Europe. The diaspora, it was not the diaspora saying that they want these delineations or separations. So it's not them preaching this divisiveness, this division. So whilst they want to unite, you got this group of FBA saying, no, let's not have unity amongst, sorry, this came off the app by accident. Let's not have unity amongst black people. Let's have division from others that look like us. Let's have a look. Anybody can do this as well. It's good to check over the things that we have questioned. What have we questioned? We've questioned, did the Triple K see themselves as foundational Americans? Okay, you can see the search engine. Let me wipe my camera just in case it's a bit blurry. And then you can see so we've got the search engine. This is the search. But let's get the sources first. This is again about, did they see themselves, the Triple K this is, see themselves as foundational Americans, yeah? And then we got over here, we can see sources like Chicago Voices, the artifacts of YT supremacy, UW homepage, Watcher of the Tower and the Washington State, Triple K, New Georgia Encyclopedia is another one, National Institutes of Health.gov, History.com, University of Alabama School, covered by BBC, and so on and so forth. Various sources. Again, did the Triple K see themselves as foundational Americans? And here we go. The answer is yes. Yes is the answer. The Triple K viewed themselves not just as Americans, but as the true or foundational guardians of an older, purer American way of life. Across all 3 eras of his existence, the Klan framed its white supremacist, nativist, and Protestant ideology as defending the nation's original values against perceived threats. Okay, the second Klan, 1920s, and quote, 100% Americanism. During its peak in the 1920s, the Triple K explicitly adopted the phrase 100% Americanism to define its agenda. They believed that to be a true American was to be a YT, native-born Protestant Christian. Okay, so there we have it, guys. We can see that these are people that they already saw themselves as being pure or being true Americans or being the foundation of America itself. And again, that was the search. Did they see themselves as foundation Americans? What about other stuff? Again, search engine. What about other questions that we've asked ourselves? We've asked ourselves, did they want delineation, these triple Ks, or let's say separation then? Right? Did they want delineation or separation from BLK people? What sources do we have? Are we empty for sources? No, we're not. So we have here, we see study.com. It's a little bit blurry because of the lighting. Oklahoma Historical Society, okay? The African American Civil Rights Movement in Oklahoma. Britannica, we got. It says Triple K, Revival, Racism, and T Groupism, yeah? Carolina Digital Repository. It says Triple K, Violence in the Carolinas During Reconstruction, covered by BBC, Live for BLK Americans, CCEA, 13 New York Public Media, The Rise and Fall of Jim Crow, US Capitol Visitor, and so on and so forth. That's the case, right? So, again, let's get the question. Did they want delineation or separation from BLK people? The answer is yes. We're talking about these guys over here. The answer is yes. The Triple K aggressively sought the separation. Let's read it together. Yes, the Triple K aggressively sought the separation or delineation of BLK people from YT people, along with maintaining a rigid racial hierarchy where BLK Americans were subordinate. The Triple K used violence and T-ism, right, to enforce this segregation and prevent BLK people from exercising civil rights, voting, or achieving equality. So the answer is yes again, guys. All right. So it says here, this to summarize, I'll just skip to the summary part. It says, while some members favor total separation or exclusion, the primary goal was to ensure a strict social, political, and physical separation that kept BLK people subordinate to YT people. But now we have today these BLKs in America saying they want to be subordinate to other BLKs in America, which kind of makes no sense. Are there any similarities? Let's get the last part. These are questions, guys, that we all tend to ask ourselves. Search engine, question, are there similarities in rhetoric between the Triple K and foundational BLK Americans? We got to get sources first. We got to be sourced up when we're doing these things. You don't want to say, I made it all up. We can see here, are you the ops or nah? Right-wing disinformation within. This is Carnegie Mellon University, okay? Carnegie Mellon University. Also covered by a Black Agenda report. The folly of so-called foundational BLK Americans. That's Black Agenda report, that one. Institute of the Black World, 21st Century, Understanding ADOS, the movement to hijack BLK identity. BBC covers it. SSRN library, many Americans know the Triple K for its so-and-so. Got more information there. All right, but let's move on. Are there similarities in rhetoric between the Triple K and foundational BLK Americans? While the Triple K and foundational BLK Americans, foundational BLK or FBA movement, please note that word, please, guys, because they keep saying it's a lineage. Okay? While the Triple K and foundational BLK American FBA movement have fundamentally opposing goals. YT supremacy versus reparations or lineage protection, respectively. Researchers and commentators. So researchers and commentators have noted similarities in their rhetoric, particularly regarding nativism, exclusionary identity, and opposition to immigration. says here, foundational BLK Americans, FBA, define themselves as the descendants of people of enslaved, the people enslaved in the US prior to 1865. Okay. It says here are the...
This is the KKK and foundational Black Americans. The similarities. The similarities.
Breaks it down portion by portion. Exclusionary nativism, native-born priority. Bear with me 1 second. Pleasure, go 1 sec. Okay, sorry about that. Right. So, exclusionary nativism, native-born priority. It says the Triple K has historically promoted. Guys, give me 1 second, yeah. Give me 1 sec.
I hope you guys are listening. I hope you are listening. Nativism, American born. And let me tell you, until the Black History comes back, this is like you guys saying, where are you from?
Sorry, let me go over this quickly. Sorry, I've got family around today, so it's a bit of an awkward time, yeah? Exclusionary nativism, native-born priority, says the Triple K has historically promoted the idea that only whitey Protestants or native to the USA are true Americans. Similarly, FBA rhetoric heavily emphasizes a specific bloodline-based Native American identity, separating itself from BLK immigrants or those with more recent voluntary ties to the US. That's one thing. What else are the observed similarities in the rhetoric? It says anti-immigrant sentiment. The Triple K has historically targeted immigrants. So basically, like I said, guys, this ain't the other day. Not like FBA. FBA just jumped on this shit. These guys have been doing this since 1865. These guys are more experienced. They've been saying this. You know what I'm saying? The Triple K has historically targeted immigrants and campaigned against them, blaming them for economic and social ills. Some analysts have noted that FBA rhetoric often mirrors this by directing animosity towards what? BLK. Animosity, look, they're directing animosity towards BLK immigrants and foreign-born black people, sometimes referring to them as what? Tethers. They know this better than we know this, yeah? Tethers, or outsiders. What about identity exclusivity? So basically, there's more, guys. It doesn't just end. You see what I'm saying? What about identity exclusivity? It says the Triple K operates on a strict exclusionary definition of who belongs to the nation, right? Who belongs to the nation? Whitey Protestant. FBA rhetoric similarly aims to delineate and, where is it? Hold on. To delineate, yeah, here we are, over here. Delineate and separate themselves from other black groups, aiming to create a distinct insular ethnic group. Then we got the opposition to outsiders, nearly at the end, guys. Both groups, in their rhetoric, express intense opposition to outside groups. The Triple K targeting non-whitey, non-Protestants, and some FBA rhetoric, particularly in online spaces, expressing hostility toward other people of color or black immigrants. Jesus Christ. Now, of course, it's important to highlight those differences. I did do so at the beginning, but now that we're at the end, we'll go over those differences. Despite these despite these rhetorical similarities and how they articulate their demands, nativist, exclusionary, anti-immigrant, the intent is vastly different. The Triple K is a T group, YT supremacist organization. The FBA movement, please note that again, guys, they did make the, there's no mistake here. Doesn't say anything about lineage. They call it lineage, but it's actually a movement. We can see it there. The FBA movement is generally a political lineage-based movement focused on securing reparations for the specific unique harm of American slavery. However, critics such as those in the Black Agenda report have argued that by mimicking anti-immigrant nativist rhetoric, the FBA movement adopts tactics that mirror MAGA. I just heard them talking about Trump when I stepped into the room. And I say, no, it ain't. No, well, this is what we see here. Look. Yeah. However, critics such as those in the Black Agenda report have argued that by mimicking anti-immigrant nativist rhetoric, the FBA movement adopts tactics that mirror MAGA and other anti-immigrant forces. I rest my case. Thank you very much.
Wow. So you guys are NBA. You're going down. I'm sorry.
So I'm just gonna say, don't second guess yourself, guys. We already knew, we were familiarized with this type of language. Sometimes we're a bit, shy to say, this sounds like Triple K and whatnot. And I was laughing, I was like, that ain't the case. Anyway, let's just change the subject and move back on to what we was talking about. No, we need to come back to this. We need to revisit this. We've been hearing this. I mean, look, they don't respect people like Malcolm X. They don't respect people like Harriet Tubman or a Martin Luther King. The reason why is because none of these people, they don't have any equivalent leaders to look up to. Not like an Ibrahim Traore, they don't have a Malcolm X or a Marcus Garvey or anybody else to look up to, because none of these people said that they were foundational Black Americans. Many of which have acknowledged their African roots and their African descendancy. They have, of course, we know this. So they can't use those people's names. And you'll see it's actually the diaspora that actually speaks about these people more than they will speak about these people. When you go in on their pages, on TikTok, okay, what do you see? We don't see Malcolm X on there. You don't see no MLK on there. You know what I'm saying? We don't see no Martin Luther King, no Garvey, no nobody, none of these people. You won't see them. You won't even see Ibrahim Traore. Do you know what you'll see? You'll see pictures of Donald Trump, though. You'll see pictures of people like a Tucker Carlson, because they got mentioned the other day by Tucker Carlson. These are their leaders. They look up to people like a Donald Trump. They look up to groups like a ICE. They can mention ICE, though. They speak of ICE every day. Oh, ICE, you're doing such a wonderful job. Such a wonderful job. We support ICE 100%. We stand behind y'all. So this is why I say FBAs have become the new slave catchers. Yeah,
that's what they are.
One second.
That's exactly
I'll speak in this moment, boss. Yeah, 1 second. But yeah, you lot can talk. I'm gonna be back in that. Just give me 1 minute.
All right, cool. That's exactly what they are. He's right.
Damn.
It's not like a goddamn book.
I need about 10 seconds. Every hour sees the Black man elbowed out of employment by some newly arrived immigrant whose hunger and whose color are thought to give him a better title to the place. Guess who said that? Any guesses, y'all? Any guesses? Every hour sees the Black man elbowed out of employment by some newly arrived immigrant whose hunger and whose color are thought to give him a better title to the place.
Okay, so
I think Trump said that.
lost your damn mind.
It's not true. No, please make your guesses, y'all.
Tyreek.
Not Tariq, no.
Your mama.
Any more guesses? Anyone want to guess David Duke?
Dr. Claude Anderson.
Not Dr. Claude Anderson, nope.
Okay, well, who is it then, bro? Nobody's gonna
Frederick Douglass.
No, stop it. Stop it.
Oh, you don't believe me? Hold up. Let me bring it up.
Okay.
I have it right in front of me.
Where does
I have
this
it
quote
right in
from?
front of me. I have it on. I'm not using AI because I have a brain.
Yeah, so where's the quote from? That's all I asked you. Where's the
This
quote
is
from?
literally, it's a quote from Frederick Douglass.
Where?
Show us. Do what we do.
Excuse me.
Do what we do and show us the official site. Just show us the .gov or the .com. Just show us.
It's on the. It's from JSTOR, sir. You're familiar with that JSTOR? It's from a book, actually. She's
Okay,
calling
show
it-
us the name of the book. Like that's what
Oh
we
my
asking
lord!
for.
It's right here. I already did.
No, you didn't.
You
You
slow?
just did, motherfucker. After we
No,
asked
I
you.
already did. I literally said it's in a book, and then I showed you this.
No, you didn't.
I did. You're just emotional.
You remember?
You're just emotional about it. That's Frederick Douglass.
Just go ahead and read what you're going to read, Tree God.
Already read it. I'm just making.
No,
I
you
guess
gotta
he's-
read it in
I
totality.
guess he's in the Klan. I guess Frederick Douglass is.
Read
the
it
Klan.
in totality, Tree God.
That is the quote. That is the quote.
Let's see it.
Okay, so
I already showed it to
can
you.
you tell us the year that Frederick Douglass? Can you tell us the year that he said this? Right? Give us the year.
1853.
1853.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
1853.
1853. Yeah.
So in 1853, right? Who were the immigrants that were able to come to America during the time in 1853 that there was still chattel slavery going on? I want you to tell me who. So you mean to tell me that Frederick Douglass was talking about black immigrants when there was still, chattel slavery?
I don't recall mentioning black
Bro,
immigrants.
no. But see, why would you be talking about what Frederick Douglass said to black people if he did not mean it
So,
for black people?
I would tell you who it was.
He did not mean it for black people, is what I'm trying to explain to you. Because, hold on.
No one
because
argued
okay, but why are you
He
saying...
also didn't mean. He also
Okay,
didn't mean
bro,
to say.
like
you know who he
Frederick
meant it
Douglass,
to,
the
though.
FBA is against
He
black
also
people.
didn't say elephants or
FBA is
What
literally
he-
against
but
black
what he-
people.
but what it was meant for in 1853, Frederick Douglass expressed concerns over white immigrant laborers displacing black workers in northern cities.
So exactly. So what does that have to do with FBA going against black immigrants from the Caribbean and from Africa? Frederick
you know who
Douglass
Frederick
was not.
Douglass is?
He was not talking about
Do you know who
black
Frederick
people.
Douglass is?
Yes, bro.
But do you know who Frederick Douglass? So then
He
why
was
are we
not
arguing?
talking about black people. That's
Of
the
course, but it's 1850. Of course,
But
it's
it
not
does
talking
not
about
matter.
black
Okay, but the point is that we are talking about FBA and their rhetoric.
Hold up, Keisha.
What was your reason to read that?
Keisha, the quote.
Like we
Hold up.
literally are talking about FBA.
The quote itself. Hold up.
Which is why you wouldn't read the whole thing, buddy.
The quote itself mentions color. It literally mentions color.
Oh my
It's
God.
very obvious. He's talking about people of a different color.
So,
Okay,
why,
so
which
what
is
is your
exactly
point?
why, which is exactly why when I asked you to read the whole thing, you wouldn't read it.